You're crouched to unlatch the back door and your dog's at your feet, pawing the floorboards, again. You think he's pleading for a walk. Here's the part that surprises people, he's not always begging for the yard. He's marking his territory. Over the next few minutes you'll discover 10 things your dog wishes you knew, and by the end, you'll know exactly how to respond so he feels secure and calm. Stick around, number 7 changes everything. Watch how he digs at that exact spot every time you reach the handle. Under each paw pad lie scent glands. When he scratches, he deposits a microscent message saying, "This is mine." Meanwhile, the scraping helps wear down his nails. Animal behaviorists studying shelter dogs note that marking spikes whenever routines shift, new carpets, a different mat or a draft under the door can all trigger more pawing. It isn't random begging. It's your dog double-checking his boundaries. So here's what to do first. Trim those nails about every 10 days. If you hear a click on tile, it's time for a quick trim. Next, introduce a grounding mat. Pick a small patch of indoor turf or a low-pile rug. Let it sit by the door for a few days so it feels familiar. Then, each time he scratches the floor, gently guide his paw onto the mat. Say "mat" in a bright, encouraging tone and reward immediately with a tiny treat or a soft ear scratch. Finally, anchor the mat with his own scents, rub it lightly with a cloth you've slept on or with a corner of his favorite blanket. In a week or two, he'll gravitate to that mat instead of carving lines in your wood floor. If you see him panting, freezing mid-scratch or showing the same movement over and over, pause and look for other signals. That could point to anxiety that needs deeper support. This is general information, not veterinary advice. If you suspect a medical issue, contact your vet. If you recognized your dog pawing at the floor like that, the guide in the description shows you step by step how to decode his territory signals and build a calmer door zone routine. Open it now. Now, think about your training sessions. You cue, sit, you hold out a treat, and he yawns, big, noticeable yawns. You probably chalk it up to boredom or sleepiness. But here's the reveal, that yawning is a calming signal. Dogs yawn to self-soothe when they sense tension. Watch for head tilts, lip licking, or a tongue flick, those all come with the same request, "I need a moment." If you push through commands when he's yawning, he can freeze, drop eye contact, or simply shut down. Instead, turn each session into short bursts, 1 or 2 reps, then a play break. Toss a toy or let him sniff outside. Use a marker word like "yes" or a clicker the instant he nails the move, and immediately follow with a reward. Keep your voice warm and light. Record yourself so you can catch any accidental drill sergeant tones. Experiment with distance too. Issue the cue from 5 feet away or step back after saying "down." Sometimes pulling out of direct eye contact eases the pressure. Notice if those yawns disappear. You can even introduce a quick olfactory reset, let him smell a whiff of lavender or rosemary on a cloth. Dogs process scent to regulate stress, and that brief sniff can cut anxiety. Rotate scents so each one remains novel. After a few days of fine-tuning your tone, distance, and breaks, you'll see those yawns fade and watch his focus and enthusiasm soar. That's the moment training shifts from chore to bond. Stay with me. Up next, why your dog circles 5 or more times before settling down, and how a tiny tweak to his bed can end that spinning for good. And tip number 7. It's so simple you'll wonder why you didn't use it sooner. Have you ever watched him spin in circles before flopping down? What's he telling you with that little whirlwind? Here's the part that surprises people. He isn't showing off. He's reenacting an ancient nesting ritual handed down from wolves. Back in the wild, circling flattened grass and checked for snakes, rocks, anything weird underfoot. It's instinct. Even today, dogs circle to smooth the ground, find the perfect angle, and settle their muscles evenly. Science suggests the behavior also cranks up blood flow to the hips and shoulders, so the joint feels good when he finally lies down. Emotionally, it's a comfort dance. Every turn whispers to his brain, this spot is safe. Practically, you can honor that ritual. Swap in a low-profile bed instead of a giant pillow. Pick a round or oval shape that echoes the hole he'd dig outside. Position it in a corner or against a wall so he can back right up against it. That gives him the backstop he craves. And if he still spins 5 or 6 times, slide a washable rug underneath so he isn't worried about slipping. That simple tweak can stop the circus. If you recognized your dog in that bedtime spin, the guide in the description shows you exactly how to choose a bed shape and material to satisfy his nesting drive, and how to create a perfect spot in your home. Open the guide now to nail this tweak in minutes. Why does your dog park himself on your feet? It looks like casual loafing, but there's more going on. Here's what most owners don't see. He's staking his claim. In canine language, feet equals safety. By sitting on you, he's merging your scent, his scent, and the ground into one cozy circle. Instinctively, this harks back to the pack den, where bodies huddle together at night. It's comfort mixed with protection. He's telling you, I trust you to keep me safe, and I want to be part of your pack. On top of that, body heat matters. A dog's temperature runs warmer than ours, so your feet are like a mini heater. And let's not underrate the emotional layer. If you're still after work, feet sitting is a silent demand for reconnection. He's saying, hey, I missed you. What do you do? First, lean into it. Gently shift him onto a cushion at your side when it's too much. Reward him for lying there with a treat or a pat. Teach a soft, bed cue that sends him to his own spot on command. But never kick him off in frustration. That undermines the trust he's built. Instead, reward the alternative you prefer. Fair swap every time. Now, have you noticed him suddenly barking at a blank wall or growling at thin air? Stay with me, this one puzzles almost every owner. Dogs hear frequencies we can't fathom. Water pipes, rodents scurrying, even the hum of a fridge. That low buzz or high-pitched squeak sets off his radar. Sometimes anxiety amplifies it. A bored brain tunes into phantom sounds as if they were emergencies. He barks to alert you, something's here. And if you ignore it, the barking can spiral. So here's the quick fix. First, scope for real triggers, water drips, critter noises, strange echoes. Then give him an alternative sound to focus on, play gentle music, start a chew toy session, or roll through a short training game right next to that wall. Teach him a quiet cue paired with calm praise. Over time, he learns to check in with you instead of fretting alone. And tip number 7. It's so simple you'll wonder why you didn't use it sooner. Stick around, coming up next. See him spin in tight circles before plopping down. Here's the part that surprises people. He isn't being quirky. He's following an ancient checklist. Long before beds existed, his ancestors stomped down grass and checked for snakes or hidden bugs. Every scratch and circle is a safety audit. Flatten the tall grass, clear the ground, make sure no predators are hiding. Some dogs even align with Earth's magnetic field, subconsciously orients their body north, south to rest more soundly. If he's circling extra times, he might be uneasy about something new, an unfamiliar smell, a draft, or a spot too close to the door. So here's what you do. Give him a dedicated nest. A cozy mat away from traffic, with no glaring lights or sudden noises. Let him inspect it, turn it into his own turf. Reward him with a soft bed cue right as he settles, and don't fuss if he perks up for a last check. Over time, he'll stop seeing it as a danger zone and start seeing it as his relaxing spot. Why does he lean on you, sometimes so heavily you can feel his whole weight? Stay with me, this one feels almost counterintuitive. Leaning isn't a power move. It's a hug by another name. Animal behaviorists call it contact comfort. When your dog presses against you, he's asking for certainty. Certainty that you're there, that everything's okay. He's tapping into the same oxytocin rush we get from hugs. If he's leaning when the thunder roars or the doorbell rings, he's asking you to be his anchor. Here's your next move. Don't pull away. Instead, use it as a moment to reinforce calm. Stroke his side, speak in a low, even tone, and follow with a brief sit, stay game. That creates a new pattern. Pressure on you equals reassurance plus a quick mental reset. Over time, he learns that leaning brings calm instead of crisis. If you've noticed your dog pressing into you lately, there's more to learn. The guide in the description walks you through reading these exact body language signals and turning them into a calmer daily routine. Open it now. Ever been woken at 3 a.m. by a gentle nudge to your hand? That nudge isn't random. It's his way of saying, "Hey, I need something." Could be a bathroom break, a snack, or just checking if you're still tucked in. Dogs thrive on routine. When that routine drifts, maybe you skipped the last potty run or forgot the bedtime kibble, it triggers a small alarm. He pokes you to reset the clock. To curb the early morning poke, give him a late-night bathroom stroll, offer a tiny healthy bite, and tuck him into a quiet corner. Dim the lights, play a soft white noise machine, and reinforce a clear, sleep cue as you leave. He'll learn that the bed is the place to drift off, not the couch beside you at dawn. And coming up next is tip number 10, a little gesture dogs use when they want you to know you're still their world. You won't want to miss that one. When he trots over with that slobbery toy and drops it at your feet, he isn't just begging for fetch. He's saying, "You're my person, and I want a moment of just us." Centuries ago, wolves would share prized prey to strengthen the pack's bonds. Today your dog hands you his favorite squeaky as a modern ritual of connection. He's timing it, too, often at the moment you look up from your phone or step through the door. That little gesture floods his brain with oxytocin and reminds yours that this relationship matters. If you hesitate, he might paw at the toy or nudge it under your hand again, an insistence that you choose him, just for a minute. Here's the simple shift. The next time he offers you his treasure, pause whatever you're doing. Pick up the toy, even if it's only for a single toss or a gentle tug. Keep it playful and brief, 2 or 3 reps, so he knows this exchange is about quality, not endurance. Watch how he perks up, chest puffed out, tail sweeping like a banner. That's your dog telling you his world still revolves around you. Why does your dog lean right into you the moment you pause by the couch? It's not just seeking a prop. He's craving contact. Stay with me. Here's the part that surprises people. Dogs evolved in tight-knit packs, pressed shoulder to shoulder as a survival strategy. That lean you feel? It's primal. He's literally pressing for reassurance, your warmth, your heartbeat, your scent. Animal behaviorists say that physical touch floods both your brains with oxytocin, tucking him into a comfort zone. Emotionally, he's whispering, "I trust you. Keep me safe." So the next time he leans in, resist the urge to shrug him off. Instead, anchor one hand gently over his shoulder. Breathe slowly. He'll lean deeper. And in that moment, you're answering his oldest question, am I part of the pack? You're telling him yes, again and again. Why does your dog cock his head the instant you speak his name? That tilt isn't an audition for a greeting card photo. It's decoding time. Dogs don't hear vowels and consonants the way we do. They listen more for tone and intention. When you call, his ears swivel, his head tilts, he's triangulating the sound to figure out if you mean business or fun. Research suggests this angle gives him a 30-degree acoustic boost, enough to catch the nuance in your voice. Emotionally, he's asking, should I be excited? Worried? Ready to play? Next time you call him, vary your tone. Add a light chuckle or a calm, low pitch. Watch his tilt sharpen, then reward the moment he locks eyes. You've just answered his silent question, what does this mean? And in doing so, you build trust in every syllable you speak. Why does your dog sometimes turn and walk away when you call him back? It feels like drama, but it's not defiance. He's simply managing his own pace. Here's the surprising part, dogs learn fast how we react to recalls. If every time he bolts back you yank the leash or heap on frustrated words, he starts to weigh the cost. He thinks, maybe staying out here is more rewarding. Animal behaviorists have found that engaging recall games, rather than drills, flip this logic. When you call his name and he pauses, even partway, mark it with a click or a soft yes. Then toss a toy or drop a treat behind you. He'll reverse course to join the real party. Most owners miss that the hesitation is not stubbornness, it's calculation. By turning recall into a jackpot moment, you rewrite his internal memo from, I might get shouted at, to, I track back for the best reward in my life, you. If you recognized your dog in that recall scenario, the guide in the description will show you how to decode his hesitation signals and build a stress-free, joyful recall routine. Open the link now. He might stop mid-stride, tail dropping, head turning just enough to see you. That little freeze is not guilt. It's him weighing the odds. He's thinking, if I go back now, will it be worth it? Here's the surprising part, most recalls fail before you even utter the word, because the environment is already more exciting than your voice. Watch for microsignals. A flicker of the ear toward you. A brief pause where his paw hovers. That's your window. Instead of a louder command, break the pattern. Stop walking forward. Squat down, turn your back to him so you're not charging in like a lion. Then, with an inviting sweep of your hand low to the ground, call his name once. Suddenly that strange posture, head up, ears pricked, eyes searching, becomes a moment of intrigue. When he takes one step, erupt in praise. Use a happy voice, then toss the reward a meter past you. You're saying, follow me for fun. It's never been about obedience alone. It's about flipping his expectation from, I might get pulled, to, I get to choose joy. Next time he hesitates, remember, you control the fun trail, not force. You're teaching him recall is the best game in the park. And once you nail this shift, wait until you see how his eagerness transforms every walk. But there's still more he's trying to tell you. Number 9 might feel like a nuisance, yet it's a cry for balance. Watch your dog mid-walk suddenly freeze, pawing at the air or licking at the carpet once you step inside. Here's the part that surprises people, it's not bad manners. It's his way of resetting when stress hits. Animal behaviorists call it a displacement behavior. When emotions get tangled, the brain redirects into a safe, meaningless action. That mid-air paw swipe looks odd, but it reveals tension. Maybe you've left him alone longer than usual. Maybe the vacuum cleaners rumbled through yesterday. He's dealing with uncertainty, so he sucks back into instincts that feel harmless. If you push him to keep moving, you might only deepen the worry. Instead, give him a moment. Stop what you're doing. Offer a chew toy he only gets at that point in your routine. Make that paw lift his cue that something fun follows, like a quick tug game or a scatter of treats on his mat. Over time, he starts to link that odd pause with a sense of control and calm. If you recognized your dog in this displacement dance, the guide in the description shows you how to turn those stress signals into reliable calm cues. Open the link in the description. Now, number 10 changes everything. Feel that rough tongue on your hand or your cheek. That sloppy lick sometimes feels like wet madness. But here's the secret, it's the oldest language between our species. Dogs inherit the instinct from wolf ancestors, licking to groom, to bond, to exchange scents. Every lick presses his message into your skin, I trust you. You're part of my pack. When he nuzzles your face and passes that salty kiss, he's marking you with his scent, claiming you in the sweetest way. He's inviting you into his world. If you shy away or push him off, he might second-guess that connection. Instead, lean into it. Allow 1 or 2 licks, then meet his gaze. Say his name softly, give a gentle scratch behind the ears, and seal the moment with calm praise. This isn't about blanket permission to lick everything in sight. It's about recognizing the moments when his tongue wags the same way tails do, a bridge of trust. When he scrapes his chin on your shoe or flops against your legs, he's trying to say, I'm comfortable here. Finish every affectionate moment by rewarding his composure. A soft, good boy, when he settles beside you without jumping, says as much as a million licks ever could. You're teaching him that polite kisses earn the most attention, and that your bond is a steady sanctuary. At the end of the day, dogs don't keep a tally of treats, walks, or commands. They keep track of trust. They note every time you match their signals with respect. They remember how you responded when they stalled on a recall or slipped into a nervous lick. They tally up the moments you turned commands into play, and they memorize every gentle pat that followed a sloppy kiss. That rough tongue is the oldest language between our two species. It's a line drawn in trust, an invitation to understand a world built on scent, voice tone, and the smallest shifts in posture. You've just learned 10 of his secret signals: freezing on a trail, the displacement lick, that unexpected tongue, but mastering them takes practice. If you've seen your dog in these moments, and you want the full decoder, step-by-step walkthroughs, video examples, daily routines that reinforce calm confidence, open the link in the description to get the guide at thetigbook.store/n. It's everything you need to speak dog fluently.